78 years after independence, the world still calls India as a developing country, and that label quietly follows us everywhere. Because even after building satellites, sending missions to the moon, running the world's largest digital payment system, and creating global startups, we are still described as almost there and not fully there, and somewhere between pride and frustration. One clear deadline appears like a finish line, the year 2047, when India completes 100 years of freedom. That promise is bold. By that time, India will not be catching up, India will be leading, and that promise has a name, Viksit Bharat. From the ramparts of the Red Fort in Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has repeated one clear resolve that India must become a developed nation by 2047. And through official platforms like PIB, MyGov, this vision has been described as Sabka Prayas, meaning everyone's effort, because development cannot be delivered like a scheme. It has to be built by citizens, businesses, and governments working together. For the first time, the country is not thinking in the lines of 5-year plans or election cycles, but thinking 25 years ahead, like a family planning the future of their children. And that shift from short-term survival to long-term direction is where the real story of Viksit Bharat begins. Because when a nation changes its time horizon, it changes its destiny. And the development here does not mean GDP numbers or stock market highs. It means everyday life becoming easier. It means shorter travel time, better public transport, reliable electricity, clean drinking water, hospitals that treat without fear, schools that actually prepare the children for the future jobs with pay with dignity, and the opportunity that exists in India so young people do not feel forced to leave the country. In simple words, development means comfort, stability, and confidence. And that is the emotional heart of Viksit Bharat. Not headlines, not slogans, just ordinary families living better lives. To reach that future, the government's plans revolve around 4 clear foundations. And the first is economic strength, where India wants to become a global manufacturing and services hub through initiatives like Make in India production, linked incentive schemes, startup encouragement, and export growth, so that companies build products here, jobs created here, and the income stays here. The second foundation is infrastructure, where the focus is on highways, rail modernization, dedicated freight corridors, ports, airports, logistics parks, metro systems, and strong digital networks. Because when the goods move faster, businesses grow faster, and villages connect to markets, prosperity spreads beyond cities. The third foundation is human capital, where the policies emphasize better schools, skill development, research innovation, and stronger healthcare systems. Because a developed nation is not built by the buildings, it's built by the skilled, healthy, confident people who can compete with the world. The fourth foundation is inclusion, where women farmers, MSMEs, self-help groups, and small entrepreneurs are brought into the growth story through financial inclusion, digital public services, direct benefit transfers, and local opportunities. Because growth that benefits only a few is not development, but a growth that lifts everyone is development. This mission has also been framed as something larger than politics, because President Draupadi Murmu in parliamentary addresses has said the goal of a developed India should be rising above the party lines and become a shared national commitment. Since 25 years is longer than any single government, and only continuity can turn the plans into reality. There are real strengths in this approach, because having a clear deadline creates focus, long-term planning attracts the investment, infrastructure creates jobs, skills create income, technology creates innovation, and when a country starts thinking decades ahead, it stops chasing quick fixes and starts building foundations that last generations. So the real test of Viksit Bharat is not the announcement of plans, but the consistency of action day after day, year after year, because development does not arrive dramatically. It grows quietly through thousands of small improvements happening together across roads, schools, hospitals, factories, and homes. Now imagine a child born today. That child will be exactly 21 in 2047, stepping into the adulthood in India where we create. And they will not remember the speeches or promises. They will simply look around and decide whether life feels full of opportunity or full of struggle. And that silent judgment is the true weight behind Viksit Bharat, because this mission is not political, it is generational. For more clear and grounded stories about India's future, please subscribe and stay connected.